I'm Jenn.
And I'm Mel.
Welcome to Chokeholds and Chill.
Oh, is it recording right now?
Yeah, I just put it on so I
Okay.
can sit down
Perfect.
across the room.
So after we left the gym,
Yeah.
after shooting our content, I opened my phone to call BJ quick because he's on his lunch. And then I had one of our videos pulled up because I was just, scrolling through it for the screenshots.
Yes.
And I'm just I got totally distracted and was just sitting there for 3 minutes before I even left because I was giggling at all of the different stills from the videos we took. Just
We're such good models.
our faces are just
Fire.
so cute.
It's like a thing.
I just feel so ridiculous sometimes.
I
Recording myself or it's something that I feel like I've gotten a lot better at. But I used to do a million takes. I remember when I was doing the morning class.
Yeah.
I used to do a little update after most of the classes.
Yeah.
I don't really do that anymore. But I literally used to record something 6 times and it was no, I would just stop and I'm nope, I hate it. I sound dumb.
Yeah.
And now I'm just whatever, fucking record it once or twice. And I'm just I'm fine looking like an idiot now.
But I also think that everybody's really sick and tired of the perfect video.
Right. Yeah.
So nobody wants to see your fake ass 6-take video. They'd rather see your hot take where you have a winky eye and it's twitchy. And
you fumble over your words a little bit.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Because you're a human.
Yeah.
Now that the AI is here, you have to have a mistake.
Yeah. It's very true. But no, it's always fun when we do content days because I feel like we just fucking laugh so much.
We hope that you guys are going to laugh right along with us. Be prepared. We have so many witty things.
So much witty shit.
Yeah, we're really good with it, you guys.
Quick Mil Usos appreciation break. If you train, sweat, and actually care about what you're putting on your face and what your face looks like after, Mil Usos. That's it. That's the ad. So today's just us. We don't have a guest today. We might have a special little guest pop in. We'll see. But it's just us today. We haven't done just an us pod in a while.
Probably a year.
It's been a long time because we just love to talk to people. It's been a while. I'd have to look back. Life has been lifing.
Yes.
So we haven't done this in a while. So
yeah,
I'm excited to talk about life and things. Let's just life updates.
a life update.
Yeah, because I think we're gonna talk about some serious shit later. So let's keep it light.
Let's begin and end with a palate cleanser today.
So, Jen,
Ma'am.
what's been going on with you, girl?
How far back do we want to take this? Let's go back to old January.
Oh boy. Okay.
I mean, have we done an update since we went to any of our camps?
Costa Rica? Well, my updates have just been life being crazy. Jiu-jitsu
We got our
updates.
ass kicked for a week in Costa Rica by all the cool kids. Thank you guys again for always keeping me real
In
on
check.
my game.
Yep.
Yeah. I get a big ego sometimes, Chihuahua syndrome.
That's a good way to put it. Just
And
tiny
everybody else
and
is
fucking feisty.
Okay, sorry, no, not today.
Tiny and feisty
bitch."
and might fucking bite your ankles.
Yes, only if I love you though.
No, but I feel just life has been kind of crazy since Costa Rica. I've been all over the place and we've been
busy.
all over the place.
Yeah.
So we're finally getting to sit down and catch up a little bit.
Yeah, I've had some brown belt revelations that I wrote
Ooh.
down. I know I
wanna
had to
hear.
write this down because we had some gym things, which is new for me.
Mhm.
And so this is the first time I've actually really reflected on my jiu-jitsu and what it actually means, because it's the only point that I've ever thought about what happens if I don't get to have this anymore.
Yeah.
So I was okay, let's talk about I'm 8 years in now, have this brown belt, and I haven't had to compete or I don't have to win ever. So I was okay. So I realized I've had the luxury of just free fucking training. Like I haven't had to focus on anything. I can train whatever style I want. I can train whatever move I want. I can focus on anything that suits me in the moment, mid-roll, whatever. With that comes like a very well-rounded game. I can find things from a lot of places, but also then I was like, okay, but like, what are you good at? Right? So I'm like, we have promotions Monday. So I was like, okay, I'm like inching slowly closer to black belt. I hope I have a while to go because I don't think like I'm even where I am on my own belt right now. I feel like I'm not there yet. I'm still impostering the shit out of myself. So I think that like I had to stop and be like, how is jiu-jitsu gonna long term continue to benefit my life, and why am I training? If I don't compete, why do I actually train? And I don't have the answer to that.
You know what though? I think that's like
It's ingrained.
It is. I think that's like the beauty of the sport is like it is so inclusive for everybody. And like as a hobbyist or as a competitor, like it doesn't matter. I mean, I don't know.
It's weird now though because like things are changing. Black belts are happening sooner. It doesn't take 10 years anymore like it used to. Women especially, the competition is exponentially greater than it was 5 years ago. Like it's crazy.
Yeah. And I do think like I hate that expectation or like that timeline because I mean we know people that had got their black belt in like 5 years and then people that it takes them 20 years and that's okay. Like it's just a different journey that they're on. You know, like I'm totally fine with like I'll probably be another 10 years to get to black belt and I like that's fine by me. I
can start learning jiu-jitsu.
I still firmly believe that I should be a blue belt. But that's again like imposter syndrome. Because it is nice when you go drop in different places and you see that like your jiu-jitsu does hold up against other styles of jiu-jitsu.
It holds up really well.
Right. And I think that just like speaks to as well, like even as primarily, because I mean, I'm a hobbyist, obviously.
Me too, 1000%.
We are both hobbyists. Like I haven't competed in a while. I think I'm going to be competing in May. So next month.
Yes.
So
I saw your name on the board.
That's to be updated. But it is nice when you can drop into other gyms and as a hobbyist, or like not compete, but like roll with people who do compete and realize like, all right, I'm not a competitor, but I can still give them trouble. Yeah. And like, so regardless of competition or not, like, I don't know. I think
your jiu-jitsu is good.
Yeah.
Your jiu-jitsu is better than you give yourself credit for.
Yeah. Yes. That's, I guess, what I was going for. I kind of lost track of my train of thought there. But yeah, exactly. Like you're fucking badass brown belt. I think imposter syndrome will plague us all forever.
Forever. There's always somebody that's going to like, even the person sitting next to you is going to rise with you. So they're always going to be like, you won't notice because you're both getting better together.
Right. So and what do they
constantly sucking?
Yeah. What is it that they say? It's like comparison is the thief of joy. Yeah. So like you can't compare your shit to other people's. Just the timeline, I think that just gets so stuck in people's heads. Like, especially like if you talk to people who don't do jujitsu, right? And they're like, oh, what belt are you? And be like, and it's like, how long have you been training? And you're like, you're not a black belt yet? And I'm like, that is not how jujitsu works. No. It is very different than other martial arts as far as like the promotion system and everything. Like to my understanding, because admittedly, I don't know a lot about other martial arts.
It just seems so much faster from my understanding with like other martial arts.
Exactly.
Like it's much quicker acceleration to quote the black belt. But also I feel like a lot of that is based in the knowledge of a specific core group of movements where how do you do that with jiu-jitsu?
Right. It's just,
you can't.
It's always evolving. Yeah. And like,
it's like a fucking swirling rainbow of like, what do you need to know today?
Right. Yeah. And it's
who
like,
are you rolling with?
And then every single day we get shown something and then I go to do it and I'm like, I fucking blacked out again. What was that?
Oh
like,
God, yes. Do you think that we were talking about like competing and stuff and like, you know, doing it as hobby or how serious? Do you think that jiu-jitsu is becoming more professional? Like when I started, maybe you don't see this. When I started jiu-jitsu, it was very much a blend of like professional athletes and everybody else was even at small local tournaments. Like you could see people who were doing this as a career and making money at jiu-jitsu and making instructionals. They'd be at kind of anything. Now I feel that while anybody can still sign up and compete at the black belt world level or master world level, I know you have to have points, but anyways, regardless, anybody can sign up that has a black belt to earn the points to do the IBJJF. There used to be a smaller group of people that were doing it, and there was a much more, a crossover between people you've never heard of and now these paid professional athletes with the rise of the pay with CJI and things like that. Do you think it's becoming like more of a split between like these are the professionals and these are the hobbyists, and then is there a middle ground in there, like the almost retirees, like the megatons and the
it's so interesting because like prior to me starting, I didn't have like MMA and jiu-jitsu and like wrestling. All of the combat sports was not a part of my life in any way whatsoever. Whereas like you have like Jessy's been into jiu-jitsu for a long time. Yeah. So even like before you were training, you were still seeing a little bit of that community.
Small bit.
So I feel like since I've started, like even in that time, it's grown so much. And I've like, admittedly, I've never really been a follower of like the bigger names or like the sports side of it. Obviously like now that we do this podcast and I've like met different people, I do like follow a little bit more.
She's like, who am I speaking with right now?
But I know, right? Again, like imposter syndrome. But now like I know more names and stuff, but I'm still like, I don't know like the background and the history of a lot of this shit. So
and I barely.
But it is crazy to see like how much it's grown in just the short time that I've been training. Yeah. So I can only imagine how much like it's changed for like you over the years.
Well, it's been interesting. Like for me, it was like when I started training, it was like the height of Gabby Garcia and ADCC, as we know, is very open about steroid use and things like that. So Gabby came with a certain type of look and people were really, really, really mean to and about her. And like admittedly, like I was like, oh my God, like what the fuck is this? But I'm also coming from the street and I didn't ever know like a female to be in a sport where she would be doing steroids to be able to be competitive. Like I didn't understand the like what level she was, like what was going on. I didn't understand the context of why somebody would do something like that.
Right.
So now it makes more sense to me. It's not about a look, right? So and then to see her go from that to winning, then retiring from the gi and losing so like quote tragically, and then coming back with Craig Jones with CJI. And
so
like,
that's what's so funny because I literally didn't know who she was until like years ago, until like he was like they were gonna have a fight.
Yes, exactly.
And, like that's how I found out.
Like helped bring her back.
Yeah. So I even though like she is obviously like a big name, like I had never heard of her before that.
Yeah.
And now she's like a huge name again. She's brought back to life.
And it's interesting too because like yes, like that, and I also think that speaks to the rise of women in the sport because before there wasn't room for women in the sport because I feel like Gabby had to bring herself to the table and present as more of a masculine energy to be able to be taken seriously at that level to compete. And now we're bringing like even her specifically like bringing femininity back to the sport and being able to still act and feel like a woman and respect yourself and do your hair and your makeup if you want to and like dress up or not, like whatever you feel like doing and just still get to be yourself and be taken seriously within a sport. Like there are enough women now representing like freaking Bia Mosqueda in the UFC now. Like she's amazing. And she also like brings like, she looks like fucking stuttering all the time.
Well, and I think that's cool too, because you are seeing more women in like roles, like coaching roles and leadership roles. I actually think maybe this would be a good time to see if Jesse wants to come and give his like hot take on how he's seen the women's community change from when he started training to now.
Yeah.
Because that would be interesting, because he's been training for how many years now? Like
since like 2012.
Yeah.
No, before that, 2011, 2012, something like that.
Yeah, I would love to hear like his like what he's noticed as far as patterns for women in jiu-jitsu since he started to now.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if he's even like been looking at it.
Or if he even noticed.
Yeah,
like
right. Like I don't know. I think guys see things different, so this is going to be a
well,
good...
and he's dropped into so many different gyms, so I'm curious, like how many times, like how many women coaches is he seeing, and like or women gym owners, or I mean, probably not that many.
No,
but I would just like to see like population wise too, like
what the female representation is in other gyms outside of our area.
Yeah. Hey, Jesse!
Let's get a mic on for him.
Oh my God.
We should have a name that we call Jesse's segment.
Jesse's segment.
All right, we have a special guest, Jesse Holmberg, Jenn's husband. Jesse is a new white belt at our gym.
We'll only ask his opinions so that white belts feel represented.
He is a little spazzy, but
sometimes
we
he
still
like
love
rips
him.
Kimaras.
Okay, so we were talking about just like over how much things have like changed and evolved over the years of like Jenn training and me training, and I don't know like how you like if you've seen changes as far as like women in jiu-jitsu from when you started to now, like because you drop in a lot of places. Like, do you see more women in certain gyms or more women in leadership positions now than when you first started training?
Yeah, I guess I see there's a lot more black belt women that own gyms now, you know, back compared to when I started, but I also wasn't exposed to a lot when I started. So
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I definitely see more representation in professional women in jiu-jitsu as far as like respect to the athlete.
Yeah.
But
so as far as like locations and where you've dropped in and stuff, what is like seems to be the pattern with how many women are actually like in the gym training? Is it pretty small?
It's usually small. I'd say, 10 to 20% of the class size. You could tell certain gyms have better women representation. And I don't know what they're doing culturally that's different.
Yeah.
But it's like you could feel a vibe in those gyms where everybody's kind of on the same playing field, where they're kind of taking care of each other.
Right.
yeah,
Versus some of the other gyms are, it's more guys just out for themselves, and it doesn't vibe well for that environment.
I know too, like I know we've had guys in our gym like come to you for advice on like how to be a better partner for
sure.
women.
Yeah.
And I think that that's something that many men don't understand. So I don't know if you could give like just general advice to guys out there like training with women or trying to be a better training partner to women, what would you tell them?
I always start with this, that like, in the real world, like we're always going to be stronger than most women, not, all women are small and fragile and frail, but like,
don't talk about Melanie like that.
Yeah.
For the most part, like we're going to be stronger. Even I think I've heard Heather Wood say this, like similar, like same size, like she's like 145, you get a 145-pound male, and there's no amount of lifting weights or anything that's your strengths are gonna match. And so I choose to like, have more flowy rounds with women, not in like a condescending way. Like I want them to feel pressure and obviously fight, but on the other hand, like respect their technique. Like, if they catch an underhook on me, they earned it. It's there was some off balance or something that happened that, I made a mistake and they got that. And so, rather than using strength to like take it away from them, like, give them that,
Yeah.
and then, give the proper reaction to like, deal with it. But, yeah, I would say I take a lot less strength out of the role and focus more on my technique. And I try and tell the new guys the same kind of thing, because I feel like when you're new, they start to realize like this is a pressure game, and you have to use a lot of your weight and a lot of your strength to kind of like keep someone pinned. And so they have a lot more success with that against women. And then the women start to feel like maybe they don't want to do this anymore because they're not having any fun. And so like if you can change up your game to like, hey, I want to work a bottom game, or I want to work, just something a little lighter technique, that provides a better even playing field. Then you're both getting something out of it.
Right. I think that's probably an attitude that guys might have, is they feel like they might not get as much training with a woman. And like I remember like oh, I don't want to like.
I feel the exact opposite.
That's
like,
what I feel like. Yeah, there's a lot of benefits.
I was like, this is a time to work on your jiu-jitsu, rather than rolling with professor or somebody who's
Gonna kick
probably
your
gonna
ass.
beat you all the time. Like, hey, yeah, you have a chance to beat someone, but like make it fun. Like work on something new. Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like you can make any role with anybody, any level, like beneficial to you in some way.
And that's kind of like across the board, like, us as kind of like upper belts, we want to match the energy we're given and the ability level. Like if I'm rolling with a white belt, they don't know all the things I know. And so it's like I kind of dumb down my jiu-jitsu to let them have like success to an extent. And also at the same point, I'm like getting better at maybe recognizing things, or, if I let them deep on my back or anywhere, like now I can work my defense and it's going to work better for me against someone more at my skill level.
Right.
Because I'm practicing that.
Yeah.
Versus just being in the driver's seat the whole time, like, forcing the roll to go your way. It's like, well, you gotta give and take a little bit.
Yeah. Do you have any like pet peeves from like lower, like things and shit that like lower belts say when you're rolling with them? We were talking about this earlier because like you talk about pressure versus strength. Like, I think a very like cliche thing that you hear that women hate is when after rolls, dudes are like, "Whoa, you're so strong." Like, yes, might be strong, but also like I know how to apply pressure, and like there's a big difference between the two. So that's like a pet peeve of mine. Do you have any pet peeves? Like after rolls and shit?
Let him fly. He looks at me. She's the pet peeve.
No. God, you guys put me on the spot. I can't think.
You're too nice. He's too nice.
I think the biggest pet peeve I have is that first 6 months with somebody is just trying to break them of that ego and the spazziness of always wanting to win. And it's like
there's no win.
Yeah, there is no win. Like and that's what I think people don't realize when they first get into this. It's like you can have that role on the competition mat, but like, or in a comp class, you know, to an extent, I think even then
An agreement.
you're working with your training partners, and you don't want to injure each other doing something stupid, or, you know, ripping something that, you know, they don't have the ability to tap to fast enough. So it's just getting the spazziness out of the new guys is
Yeah.
definitely one of my pet peeves. I wish there was an easier way to do it, but there really isn't. And sometimes I think you just have to like
Smash.
put it on them until you break them a little bit.
Yeah.
Totally. There's a
I would agree. 200%.
Yeah.
Like, I can say till I'm blue in the face, like, no, I'm just chill. Like, I'm not trying to win anything. And I can count the number of people on one hand over this past almost decade that have, like, listened, heard that, and, like, respected that I did mean that, and that we're going chill. And, like, there's not a lot of people that come into that room that I'm like, no, like, you don't have to. If you think you can beat me, cool. Great. You beat the almost 50-year-old lady at the gym on a Tuesday night. Congratulations.
You know, sometimes I do
Nobody saw it,
Sometimes
too.
I do go home and I'm like, BJ, I hit this on Jen tonight. And he's like, cool. And I'm like,
BJ
it is
gets
fucking
it.
cool.
BJ gets it. Thank you, BJ. Whatever, right?
But, you know, sometimes I'll go
She's
home and
special.
be like, I did this on Jessy, and I know he let me get it, but I still did it, and it was still cool.
That's me with everything.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question for you about competition.
Okay.
Okay, wait. You listen to all of our episodes for the most part, most of our episodes. So
Yep.
you heard when Beatrice Jenn was talking about how she likes to warm up for a competition.
Oh yeah, that was eye opening to me. Actually.
Okay, that's what I wanted to ask you about, because I've warmed up with you before, and you usually find somebody that's competing that's so excited to see you that they steal you for warm ups.
And I was like so honored that I got to warm up with Jessy.
Yeah. It's like there's always somebody. So what did you, I want to hear what both of you guys thought about how she approaches that and what her mindset is on how she warms up.
I always think about, like, I want to be just warm enough to where I'm not like gassed for my first round, and you know, kind of just break a sweat, kind of like how we warm up in jiu-jitsu. Like, you just break a sweat, you make sure all your joints are moving, and then get on the mat as fresh as possible. And she said anybody can win the first one. It's the second and third, and you know, the one that you get to the final and still have that energy to go. And so she warms up like she's already had her first one, so like a full 5-minute hard round. And that was eye opening to me because you know, I've won plenty of first matches,
Right.
and then you know, feel gassed for the second one, or like there is that, you know, some of these big brackets where you'll have 20 minutes to go back to the bullpen. I've seen guys sit for like an hour before their next match, and it's like, if you've already warmed up really good and then did your first one and now you're cooling down, and it's like, I don't know, there's a whole mental, physical, like, thing going with that, and I think that if you warm up so much that was your first one and now you're going on to because you do kind of get in a flow like later. It was kind of like eye-opening to me.
Yeah.
I was like I need to be warming up more than
That's what I was
I
like,
normally do.
That's what I was thinking to myself too when I was
Yeah.
listening. I was like, I kind of love this.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like, because it's kind of the same like in classes too. Like, I feel so much better in my later rounds. Like,
Yeah.
I've gotten that first one like out of the way.
My third 5-minute round is always the best.
Right.
round.
And it's so tiring. But like, you do, like, I feel like I always feel good
Yeah.
towards the end there. So I
always it made me think about this too. Like, I've had a couple of like good years where I had good points, and get like a bye the first round.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm always thinking like, man, that guy I'm competing against in the second round has already had his warm-up match.
Yeah.
You know?
The adrenaline down too.
He's already had that first round, and I'm like, how do I get there so that we're kind of like equal?
Matched
like we're
it,
both
yeah.
having our second match, and it's like you almost can't recreate that. But then it's like part of me says, well, I'm fresher than he is, you know,
Yeah.
and he's a lower seed. Like, you know, maybe I'll have this one, but yeah, it's an interesting way to think about. Like,
Yeah, so if I compete in May, one of you guys are doing a 5-minute round with
Heavy
me
round,
before my first match.
Yeah.
So
I think.
but do we have any other hot takes?
Hot takes for Jessy?
Any
Hold on,
other
let me
hot
look at my
takes,
list.
Jessy?
I guess my hot take advice beyond telling the white belts to chill out is show up every day to jiu-jitsu with a plan. It doesn't have to be big. It could just be like a technique like you want to try and hit during live rolls. And you know, just kind of come to class with some mindfulness of like how you're going to progress with your jiu-jitsu, and whatever professor's teaching doesn't have to be related.
Yeah.
And so like, you know, take that part of the class seriously. Like, hey, we're learning this technique, and but during live rolls, I'm gonna try to work on the technique I'm working on.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, people wonder about, you know, how do you progress faster in this sport? And I think it's having that, you know, doing just a little bit of study outside. You know, maybe you saw something on Instagram. It's like, oh, that looks cool. Like, I'm going to work on that. But like, be mindful and remind yourself, because a lot of that stuff is just like, you know, you see it and then you forget about it. You know, by the time you get to class, it's like, oh, but if you like try and remember and be like, oh yeah, I did want to work on that one thing, you know, maybe drill it a little bit, because it's only going to make you better. If you just rely on what professor's teaching and trying to hit that live, it's really hard because everybody has just seen that. And so like it's fresh in everybody's mind. They have good active defense for it or whatever. So like, but if you have something you're working on personally, they don't know that's coming.
Right. I think too, like, I feel like one of the hardest things about jiu-jitsu, like especially when you're starting, is recognizing things when they're there and like when they're available.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, like with new people, and they're learning one thing and then that's all they're focusing during rolls, you don't give yourself space to recognize other things that are available. You know, because you're like, oh, I'm going for this arm bar, or what, Kimura, and like, oh, but you have an omoplata there, like easy, but you're just so focused on ripping that Kimura that
you're missing
that, you know. So I think that's a good mindset to go in, like with something that you want to like try and incorporate and look for. I like that take, Jessy.
Thanks.
It's a good take. I also think that like always was like, well, I don't want to bring something to work on because like that makes me feel like I have to work on that. And what if I don't want to work on it for a month? Because that's me. So I picked a whole year. I'm just doing arm bars for all of 2026.
Love that for you.
I love it for myself too. Everybody else, maybe not so much.
I hate it for me.
Yeah, that's the goal. I need an arm bar every single round.
I'm working arm bar defense.
No, and I hope so. That's my point, is I want everybody, like, I'm giving you a whole year and I've told everybody what's coming. So please defend the shit out of it because I want to get really, really good at catching them.
Perfect.
Yes.
Love it.
From everywhere.
I'm a good person.
You are a good person. And you're a really
Try
good
to be.
person to
Agree.
train with. Yeah. Everybody should have a Jessy training partner.
I try and make everybody I train with a little more like me.
And that's great because you're trying to make everybody better.
He's like sweating his thoughts into people.
Yo.
I knew this was going to take you there.
Oh my God. I went to a fucking waterfall on Monday.
TLC was performing.
Oh my God. We did Nathan's Shark Tank, and then people were doing King of the Mat in the back. So we had three King of the Mat things going, and then Nathan's Shark Tank. And I was the current queen of the mat, and then Lauren comes out. And I'm on the ground, and he just steps forward, and immediately there's just sweat dripping. It was like a fucking waterfall on my face, and I wanted to throw up. I'm literally like, ugh, and then I kind
I
of.
think that man stays well hydrated.
Oh my God, he must! I swear to God,
He is so self-conscious of it too.
I was
He's
done
so-
in like 20 seconds. I just let him pass me. I was like, I cannot have this man on top of me right now.
You know when I give up on the King of the Mat that I'm like, I don't fucking want to touch this person
Yo,
right now.
I'm not kidding. I felt like man, I should have. If I pulled my gi over my face to protect myself, I would have gotten waterboarded. Okay, that's how bad it was. Anyways, he's a great guy. He's very kind.
I had a great round with him last night.
Me too.
But yeah, I would just prefer being like
sweaty.
his first round of the night.
There
instead
you
of-
go. That's what you gotta aim for, round number
That's
one.
what I would aim for. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Jessy, do you have a name for your segment?
No.
We'll come
Are
up
you
with
sure?
something.
All right. If I become like a regular,
We'll come
we'll
up
figure
with it.
something out.
All right.
All right.
Oh,
Perfect.
yes.
You guys have fun.
Great.
Thanks, Jessy.
That just gave us an idea.
We're gonna have a new regular, guys.
Regular segment. He's like, God damn it, I gotta go to work. We absolutely love supporting brands that just freaking get it. So Mil Usos skincare is built by a woman in the jiu-jitsu community for the jiu-jitsu community.
She knows the grind, the sweat, the tears, and the constant contact, how hard it is to keep your skin healthy when you live on the mat.
We are so proud to have Mil Usos as a sponsor and even prouder to use their products. If you train, you need this in your gym bag.
Well, okay, so I want to just rewind a second because I think that we've been able to get a lot of good insight and advice having a lot of the women on our podcast and getting advice how they build their women's programs and stuff.
Yes.
And so we started at our gym. We have a training session on Sundays that's open to not just our gym women, but bring your friends, bring your coworkers,
Anybody.
Guys, send your wives in. And it's been nice to see how that I think that is a huge key in preventing women from leaving the sport.
Yeah.
Having something
safe
available that's a safe space for women. Because I think it is intimidating, going into a class with all men or when you have a bunch of upper belts.
Or even
So-
just going into a class.
Oh, a period.
Or
Yeah.
not even teaching classes.
Yeah.
It's been fun.
So I think it's nice because I think what's special about jiu-jitsu is that I feel like for the most part, women are supporting women and trying to build the
Yes.
community.
Yes.
Right. So when people come in, as an upper belt, I want them to have a good experience.
Yeah, for sure.
I want to give them what my ideal early on experience would
Yes.
be. And I had a good experience the first time I walked in and everything. But I'm just saying I want to make sure I want to be your best friend, not your best friend, but I want to help you and
Love you into the sport.
exactly love you into the sport. So I think the fact that we have, these upper belt women that are going in and giving this space to where we're all collaborating. It's not it's a
Yes.
class. It's all of us just
stole the idea from the ladies of the
Yeah.
Unbreakable camp.
And it's
Mindy and
amazing.
Carrie, thank you guys.
So
It's
I
working
really
well.
feel like it's going to make a huge difference. I know a couple weeks ago you were sick,
Yeah.
but when I went in, there was 9 women, and that was
Amazing.
so awesome. And I think we're going to have a good group this coming weekend. So
I think so too.
yeah, I'm just like so excited. And one of the women from that women's class came to my morning class today.
Which is amazing.
So it's
'Cause
really
we don't know her outside of that drop-in, right?
no, her kids do train.
Yes.
But yeah, so I think that things are looking up for us, and I
It's
hope
growing
that
finally.
I hope that continues like universally.
It's been a long
yeah.
road to get here.
Yeah.
I feel like we cracked the code.
Yeah.
But not without help.
Right.
I think we've talked to, I don't even know how many women at this point now, and we've asked everybody what they're doing. We've asked the men what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like, we are picking the brains, and it's been nice to see. Like,
I think that it's important too, like everything that Jessy just said about advice he would give men training with
Yes.
women. I almost feel like that should be like a lesson that's given by
first
like
day.
a coach or
Yes.
whoever. Like, okay, if you're going to be training more consistently, like we're going to have a little 30-minute sesh of pointers of how you can be a better training partner to the women in here.
or really to anybody in
Yeah.
there, because
Yeah.
like, if I'm being honest, like, some of the kids that come in they might be taller than me, but they're smaller than me, and like, I have to do the same, right? So I think everybody could benefit
Yeah.
from learning how to train with different style training partners,
Right.
and
How to be a
somebody's
better
always going to be the
partner.
bigger or the smaller person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I think that everything all comes down to the culture of the
Yes.
gym and of the community. And I'm hoping that it is ever evolving and growing.
Maturing.
But there's a segue into jiu-jitsu culture here that's
That we're still talking about.
that is negative, very negative side of it. That's very real. I lost my train
It's
of
like
thought.
the thing that like nobody wants to talk about
Mm-hmm.
because it's so yucky,
Mm-hmm.
and also it feels like it should be so private.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, it's things that have to come public so
Right.
that we as women and the men that support women in the sport can come together to make it better.
Make it safer
Yeah.
and
I'll ice anybody out. I don't give a fuck who they are. Like,
Yeah,
you
no.
you want to act like a piece of shit and like disrespect women or kids or really men or really anybody. Like, there isn't room for it.
right.
And I think that's what we're seeing now.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants to take it.
It is eye-opening when you have things happen in the community and to see where people lie.
Yes.
Like, am I going to continue to support this person that is a known predator?
Yes.
That is, been taking advantage of the position of power that they are in?
Yes.
Or
Using that belt.
or am I going to say that's not something that I want to be in any way affiliated with or supportive of? Because it is eye-opening just to see people that are standing by that behavior, and those who are have stepped away and are like,
Yeah.
I do not want to be like, I don't support
Yeah.
this. So
We're
I
hoping
think
to have some of those people on.
Yeah.
People that have stepped away.
Yeah, and I think that that's important for people, especially women, to see, to feel better and safer about the community.
Yeah.
Especially like men that are coming forward and like
In support.
in support and not standing by that, because I think that it's easy for men to just kind of stand by.
I think
and
it's
like,
also important that we note that the number of shitty people, yes, there's a lot, and probably a lot more than we realize, but the number of good guys really does outweigh. And if you're in a place where you're training and there are shitty people in the room, there's another gym. Get up and leave.
Yeah.
Not all places are that way.
Yeah. And I think, and I think too, like, we need to trust our guts and
Yes.
be like hyper vigilant about like who we are training with and who we are allowing like into our space,
Which can be tricky.
which can be so
'cause
tricky.
They really like to pretend that they're the nicest people in the world.
Yeah, and that brings us to a great transition of early on in my jujitsu, when like my white and early blue belt levels. One of my regular training partners, we have talked about him on the pod before. One of my regular training partners, who was a great size matchup for me.
Yep.
Great wrestler.
Find him on Flow Wrestling.
Yeah, like great wrestler. Was very, very quiet, but
Respectful.
respectful. Was just like an all around like nice guy. Was never weird. Never made me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But he went down a path and stopped coming in, and the next thing we know, we are hearing of him being arrested for attempting to sexually assault somebody in the Walmart parking lot. This was last year.
Yes.
This was last year, and we did do a whole podcast episode talking about a couple of instances in our community that had recently happened. We wanted to kind of revisit that with all of the things going on, like current events in jiu-jitsu.
Yes.
Because, even the good ones that seem to be good ones can end up.
I think it's a good reminder of like you can judge a book by its cover, but because I don't know, it's let me just read the charges for this specific incident because there were other ones. This specific incident, he was booked July 1, 2025. So we're not that far off. He was charged with 3 counts of sex abuse in the first degree, 1 count of assault in the 4th degree, 1 count of attempt to commit a Class B felony. I don't have the specifics on what that was. And 1 attempt of harassment. So the 3 counts of sex abuse in the first degree were dismissed in the plea, and the harassment was dismissed in the plea. So he pled guilty except for insanity in the assault, 4th degree, and the attempt to commit a Class B felony. That keeps him from registering as a sex offender, guys, just so we're aware of that. He will not pop up on a registry for that.
That's fucked.
Yes. He was transferred to a psychiatric facility for 6 years for that. So he'll be in the Oregon State Psychiatric Unit for 6 years now because he's not fit to be in a prison because he's a threat to himself or others based on his cognitive ability, from what I'm reading.
I'm sorry, but I don't give a fuck what your cognitive ability or if you plead insanity. That doesn't erase the fact that you're a fucking sex offender and you deserve to be on a list for the rest of your fucking life.
And let's remind everybody that what happened was he was in a Walmart parking lot and the officers arrived to find 3 men fighting and a crowd gathered outside of the doors. The crowd and 2 of the men reported that the 3rd man, the assailant, the piece of shit, assaulted a 32-year-old man assaulted a 19-year-old woman in the Walmart parking lot, and 2 other men had
in broad
intervened.
daylight too.
This is 6:11 p.m. They discovered that he had intentionally attacked the woman who was a stranger to him in the parking lot and forced her to the ground. Before the officers arrived, the male witnesses grabbed him off of the victim. The original charges included attempted rape in the 1st degree, which didn't stick. So he's a gem, you guys.
It just like it is like scary and sad to think about, like,
Yeah.
but then to think of people who this is like a normal, regular part or has been a regular part of their jiu-jitsu experience is actually they've experienced things like that on the mat, like of feeling like violated. And
Yep.
because I have never necessarily felt like violated. There's been a couple instances of feeling uncomfortable.
Right.
in those times, like I genuinely don't feel like it was like intentional.
Are you speaking about with this guy or just in general?
Just in general. Yeah, in general. And honestly, like
Yeah.
he never made me feel like uncomfortable, really.
That was my experience too.
Yeah, so I haven't had like many instances of feeling like I've never felt violated in any
Right.
way. But there have been a couple of times I felt uncomfortable, but not, that's not been like a regular part of my jujitsu experience.
Is that okay? Maybe not.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
But just to like know that there are these girls out there who that has been a major part of their jujitsu experience breaks my heart.
It's disgusting.
Because that would drive me from
Fucking
the
disgusting.
sport. That would drive me from the sport for sure.
And women that are professional athletes in the sport of jiu-jitsu that have to put up with this from their coaches and professors that they have known since they were children and have trusted. I'm just speechless. And for the women and the men who have had to walk away from everything they've known about training, everything they've, their whole team, like the number of people that these kind of things affect isn't just the victim and her friends or family or partner. And it's like a fucking windshield shatter.
Yeah.
Like you hit one little nick and the whole thing's destroyed.
Right. Yeah. So I think that it all like ultimately like it all ties back to like gym culture and the community and like the loyalty. Like I feel like that's such a big thing with like why people stand by is like the loyalty. But I'm sorry, like
I don't think I'm loyal to anything.
I think loyalty is a good quality to have, but you have to be you have to like have some fucking standards. Like a person that is a certain way does not deserve your loyalty.
And if you can see what's going on and then choose to look the other way without, like, you have to pick a side, right? And if you pick the side where you just be quiet and stay because it's the easy side to pick rather than that's really where your heart lies, is that you actually genuinely believe that this is where you need to stay because that's the side you stand on. That's a different situation. And the person that decides to put their head in the sand and not address it is probably the majority of the problem of why the culture continues.
Right.
They're not causing the problem,
but they're
they're
not
letting the
doing
fire
anything to stop
smolder
it. Yeah.
instead of putting it out.
Yeah. So I'm really grateful that we have a good environment to train in where, people I feel like are genuinely like respectful, and the instances that we've had have been addressed and those people have not returned.
Yeah.
And I think that needs to be the norm. If a student or if somebody comes to you with a valid, substantiated claim and complaint, like it needs to be taken, even if it's not like there's no evidence, no anything, like it needs to be taken seriously. Like you need to do due diligence and like listen to your.
That side's happening right now too. Like I know I'm following more than you are. But that side is happening too, where there is accusations that sound like they may not be substantiated, and the other people are again in support of like, no, the receipts are here. This is showing where the fact is. The complaint doesn't have receipts, so you gotta follow. Like it's you gotta believe the proof.
Right. But you have to listen to women though. Listen to yeah. So everything should be taken seriously, and due diligence should be taken. But obviously, there's always going to be two sides to the story.
And proof isn't sorry, guys. I didn't mean to, or
kind of gone all over the place today. Kind of love it.
I know.
I want to ask you what I asked Jessy earlier. Do you have any pet peeves in jiu-jitsu right now, or in general? Or let's hear it.
I do. The pet peeves that I have in jiu-jitsu right now are that a belt substantiates what kind of person that you are, and the kind of ridiculous notion that if you have a black belt, you are also a good person, because part of the old martial arts stuff is that when you receive this, it's not just because you're good at your martial art, you're in your sport, you're good at the person you've become inside, which, yes, of course, we all grow and change from jiu-jitsu, but we also grow and change over a 10-year lifespan too. Yes. So it's brought me so many things, but just because you've earned that black belt doesn't mean that you are a good person also.
Right.
And in my opinion, it doesn't really even mean that you're good at the sport. You might be good at the sport in your gym. You know, you might be good at the sport in your region, but like, just because you hold this fucking piece of cloth, like, yes, it's coveted. I cannot wait until the day that I get to earn that, but it's certainly not going to make me a special bitch. You know? I mean, I already am, but
you'll always be special to me.
Special.
Oh.
She's on that special program.
No, and I think that too, just going right along with that is I don't think that a certain belt level or color automatically means that you deserve to be respected, or you deserve, like, you have to earn respect no matter
I don't give a fuck
who
who
the
you are.
fuck you are. Like, I'm gonna give you a level of respect anyways, and like until,
Of course.
and you know, I'm not just gonna fucking walk into a gym and like be rude or anything, but
Not if you
I'm
want to.
also not just gonna like assume that, oh, I have to, you know, this is a good person and this is that, you know, I'm gonna reserve my judgment, I guess, you know. I don't know. I'm starting to go brain dead. How long have you been
we've
going?
been recording for over an hour. We're probably good.
Okay, let's do a pet peeve or something that pisses us off that's not at all serious.
Okay. There's so many things.
Let's fucking go.
Okay, pisses me off about jiu-jitsu. The like characters that people take on within the gym, but they like can't create a social media, so they're just like this fucking character that nobody really ever sees outside of like your Tuesday night class. When sewer rat. No, it's just
Oh, sewer rat. Who's Wade? Never heard of him.
no, I'm just giving him shit.
Oh, we love him.
Oh, no, I think things that piss me off. Things that piss me off are people that try to call rules in competitions that they don't compete in. I have no business stating my opinion on guard jumping in 80cc. Like, bitch, sit down. Like, you got no business.
Right,
Like,
right.
Like, I think I could guard jump very well. Like, you know, come on now. I don't know. What about you?
I mean, there's like the obvious things like nails, fucking stinky breath, you know, like
Yes.
dirty feet. Like, there's a foot bath for a reason. Like, use the
Also,
foot bath.
like, wash your fucking feet too
But
before
also,
you come in.
people still, like, I have had people in the past who they come in, they use the foot bath, they sit down, they're stretching, and I'm like, their feet are filthy. And that, like, like, if there's a foot bath and you still get on the mat and your feet are filthy, you are not washing them in your shower. So you better fucking wash your feet in the shower.
Sometimes in the summer, I come in right after I walk outside barefoot.
I also think that there is a balance between, there's a balance that you want to tread or, you know, have
Washes.
for your scent in jiu-jitsu. I do not want you to come in like, yeah, we'll probably get stinky by the end of class. You should not be fucking smelling like BO when you walk in. But I also do not want you drowning in your cologne.
Not drowning, but I am okay with a slight spray.
Like a slight spray is yes. I've rolled with men who are just like,
are stinky sometimes.
yeah, oh, for sure. I always appreciate, there's a couple guys in our gym that I'm like, they always are perfect.
Scent,
they always
yes.
smell great. And I
Faint
like,
scent of cologne.
and obviously usually all the girls are like automatically.
Yeah.
But there is some that I'm just like, they just always have kind of this like ick. Yeah. And so, yeah, I feel like there's a line to bear. Like, please do not drown me in your scent but also don't be fucking stank.
I'm also just bringing like those sorts of comments to the role. If
Love it. Brutally honest.
but like kindly, right? Like the same kind of thing that I'm like, oh no, like you don't have to go. Like we're winning worlds right now. It's only your second day in class, and you have no idea what you're doing.
Right.
It's okay. Slow down. I'm not gonna
Right.
really destroy you. I'll just get you a little bit. The same of like, oh, a little strong on the cologne this morning, huh? You get an extra spritz in there. You got a date after this. You know, just let them know.
Yeah. Just let them know. You can be kind about it. Yeah. I've definitely had rounds too where afterwards and I'm like, listen, like I'm not mad about it necessarily, but somebody else might be. So I would look out for this. And that's more like,
and then I
for
just let other
certain
people just handle that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because there are genuinely things that like that I'm like, oh, this doesn't bother me, but I know this would piss so and so off.
Fuck
like,
so-and-so.
yeah. So I'm like, just a heads up, like, if you want to stay liked,
Yeah. Wash your ass.
That'll be fun.
bag.
Yeah, mixed
A
bag.
mixed bag. Yeah.
All
What
right.
else do we have? Do we have anything that we wanted to talk about?
I don't think so.
We did a bunch of content today, you guys. So please
Go
follow
engage with us. Go
Yeah,
engage.
you'll see it in the next coming weeks or days. We're gonna get all kinds of cool shit happening.
Yep, we've got some good guests coming up.
Yes.
That we are really excited to talk to, including we're talking to our buddy Sean Hammond,
Yes.
who sent us some of his new
A
music.
New song.
I'm really excited to talk to him.
Mhm.
He's really funny.
I can't wait to talk to Sean.
And we've got some other good ones coming up, so stay tuned.
We keep playing scheduling tag with Baby Shark, Jocelyn Molina, and she's got a couple more fights coming up, so we're gonna try to get her on in May.
Yeah,
She's a busy woman.
Yep, we've got some good stuff coming up.
Yeah.
And I'm super excited to share that I will be meeting Bree Marks in a couple of
Yes.
weeks.
Shout out Bree.
So excited. I'm gonna go and train with her in Allentown when I fly back east to visit some family.
That's
so
gonna be fun.
I'm super excited because, and for those of you who are maybe listening to this and have not listened to her episode, so it's Bree Marks, the Fight Med Collective episode. Go back and listen because it's a good chat, and I'm so excited to meet her in person.
Yeah,
So
that's gonna be fun.
yeah,
I'm jealous.
wish you could come.
I do too. One of these days.
All right,
One of these
guys.
days, I'm gonna have to make regular trips back east.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's been real.
Deuces, motherfuckers.
It's been fun, but it ain't been real fun. I'm just kidding.
That's a
It's
lie. It
always
was a
fun.
blast
It was a
and a
blast,
half.
and
Yes.
I loved Jesse's corner. No, I didn't. Jesse's. We're gonna.
Jesse's neighborhood.
Jesse jumps in.
Oh my god. No, that's like too close to your sister's business.
Oh, yeah, jump the line. We'll come up with something if you guys have suggestions.
Yeah.
Send us a
away.
message.
Please. Yeah. Who's listening to us? Dawson, are you listening? Send us a suggestion.
All right.
guys.
Bye. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Check us out on Instagram at chokeholdsandchillpod or shoot us a message at chokeholdsandchillpod@gmail.com.